Hi, everyone. Long time no see here. My name is Corey. This is 20 Sides to Every Story, and we are going to start playing some Dragonlance. The new module, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. I have assembled for you a cast of characters that are going to be quite a bit of fun, I think, as we go into what might be a little bit of a gritty campaign. Let's see. Yeah, I think I just want the players to introduce themselves real quick. Just say hi, and then we will get into a little bit of story. Daw, would you like to go first, since you're the Brady Bunch?
Oh,
Marsha to my Alice.
Oh, absolutely. Hi, I'm Dawson, also known as Pruno. How in depth do you want me to go with this? Because I kind of missed that part.
No, just say hi. Just name.
Hi, I'm Daw.
Yep. Yeah, and we'll just go around clockwise if you're watching. So, Ike, you're next.
Hello, I'm Isaac. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
We love having Ike. Dave the first.
First Dave. I'm David Arthur Wentworth the Seventh.
Oh. And
Glad to be on again.
The other Dave.
David Williams, and psyched to play some Dragonlance.
The person I haven't ever gotten to play with. I've also not gotten to play with Dave, either of the Daves, I think, before. But I've not gotten to play D&D with our next player. Take it away, Lauren.
I'm assuming it's me. I don't actually have the thing, but I pulled up, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's playing with Alex, surely. So, hi, I'm Lauren. Happy to be here.
And last but not least, the guy who does all the stuff in the background and makes me not stress.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. I'm the longtime DM, first-time Dragonlancer. Happy to be here.
No. All right. That was a little weird, but I always feel weird that we only just introduce characters. Since this is a big group, I just wanted to say hi. For those of you who are new to the channel, we have a very active Discord server. I encourage you to do that. All of our stream games are on YouTube. You can catch them there. But we encourage people to join through the Discord and just learn more about what's going on. We tend to be a community that plays all sorts of things, from D&D to console games to PC games to lots of other board games, lots of other RPGs. So join us, and I'm sure you'll find a fairly large group who share your interests. So back to Dragonlance for a minute. Dragonlance takes place in the world of Krynn, and we're going to mostly be focused on the consulate of Ansalon, and specifically up in the region near Solamnia. For those of you who have read the books, the best guidance I could probably give to you is that right around chapters 3 and 4 of the very first book, Dragons of Vault of Twilight, is probably about when this is starting. Krynn is a world that the gods have abandoned, and subsequently lots of things that happened that were legendary and epic have passed into very distant memory. There are some songs and there's some ruins that might hint at them, but often the true story is completely forgotten. Krynn is a world that suffered a tragic cataclysm because a few people believed they could challenge the gods and become gods themselves. And Krynn was a world in which dragons were prevalent, although they haven't been seen for many years. And so where we start off is basically with that in mind. And certainly those of you who know anything about Dragonlance know that's a little earlier than you might think. But there are rumors of war everywhere. Some of our characters will be fleeing from areas that have dealt with large armies that are taking the banners of dragons. And some of our characters are a little bit more sheltered from that experience. Particularly those who are closer to Solamnia. While they might know of the war, it really hasn't touched them so much yet, and so that will be something that they experience as it unfolds. The good news, as like all D&D campaigns, but certainly this one in particular, is that this is a time for epic stories, and I have no doubt that this will be one for the group. They are coming from various parts of the continent, and they're coming for a very specific reason to a small town called Vogler. A mutual friend of theirs who is a known adventurer, now a bit retired for a few years. He has passed away. They've each received a note letting them know that his funeral is soon. And so the group of 6 of them are going to move forward towards that funeral from various angles and various directions. And they are going to, we're going to see what happens along the way. So very much this party, which is not quite a party yet, is split. And they will, maybe by the end of this session, maybe by the beginning of next session, they will all be together. So with that, I think what I will do is have Daw, will you introduce just briefly your character? Just maybe the class for now, aspirations, and 1 or 2 things from their backstory.
Hi, I'm Daw. I am playing Cato, who is a younger fellow, in his late teens. Rather athletic builds, long black hair, carries around a halberd with a battle axe at his side. Nice set of chainmail that he likes to keep care of. He is currently, in class terms, a paladin, but not really, because there's no magic in terms for that. So he's right now currently working as a knight in the Order of Solamnia. However, he's not really a high up ranking member. He more or less just joined recently, but he's looking forward to it. He sees this as an opportunity to help raise funds for his family back home who can't really afford a substantial income by themselves.
He's gone through a lot in the past few days as he travels towards Vogler. And one of the very distinct things is that just a growing sense of unease. And as he makes his way towards his old friend's funeral, he finds it more and more difficult to get sleep at night. His sleep becomes interrupted. Sometimes he can catch glimpses of the dream that he's in a forest clearing, and there's danger within the forest. But other times, he just wakes up with a feeling of unease. And so as he is about, let's say, about a day and a half out of Vogler. It's his last night before he is scheduled to get there. And thank you for the DM reroll. Before I go into this, if any of you watch me in the audience of this, of 20 sides. You know that DM rerolls are very important to me. And so, sorry, I'm trying to have way too many. I'm studying for an exam shortly before this, and I have way too many windows open, I'm realizing, as I try to get back to. And so it's the night before you're scheduled to arrive in Vogler. And I would say that you, particularly at night, the feeling of unease has caused you to take some extra precautions, right? Whether it's spending that much extra time trying to find a place to camp for the night. There's just a genuine feeling of that something bad is about to happen to you, or something just unknown. And as you fall asleep for the night, you you open your eyes. It's actually seems to be your first interrupted piece of sleep in a long time. You're actually fairly rested. But immediately you realize that you aren't quite awake yet. Because you stand in the center of that clearing that you've seen so many times before. But this time you hear fighting deep in the woods, just the sound of steel clashing on steel. And as you look down at the ground around you in your campsite, there are just bodies piled, just rotting corpses everywhere around you. One of the bodies just at your feet has on her chest is clasping something, and you can see that it's a necklace. And you're not quite sure what's there, but you feel an overwhelming urge to reach for it.
Is the person alive, or is
No, everyone within sight is dead, and looks like it's been dead a while. The only sounds you hear of fighting are in basically all around you, but in the distance, in the thicket of the woods.
Oh, what did I stumble onto? All right, like he's kind of like shaking a bit because this is not a familiar experience to him, and probably wouldn't realize right away that she is dead. Like she's grasping something. He probably would think, oh, she's probably alive in this situation. Like, are you all right? And then realizing,
no, just silence, and maybe some flies land on her bloated corpse. You could see wounds of violence against her, sort of blades having been chopped. She does look like she was a fighter of some sort.
he would kneel down beside her, put his hand over her face, close her eyes if they're open, and say, "May you find peace," and then look towards what she's grasping in her hand.
So as you offer your blessing, and you start to move your hand towards it, there's a flash of light, and you wake up abruptly, very, very, very abruptly, and realize that whatever you saw was a dream or a vision, and now you have that knot in your stomach, that in your heart that whatever that was an amulet, but you never saw it. The flash of light prevented you. But as you sort of come to your senses and you realize that this was a dream, it's still dark, but your campfire has gone out. There's none of the sounds of the battle around you. It's what you fell asleep to, but still there's that knot and the darkness around you.
Well, it's no good to have a fire if it's not lit. He'll right himself a little bit. Probably finding it still difficult to go back to sleep, but try to relight the fire.
Okay. And as you do that, you realize something else has happened. You realize your stuff has been messed with. Your camp has been sort of sacked, and while things haven't been stolen, they definitely seem to lead in a direction out of.
Ah, shit! Did I let the? Oh, what are you doing? Come on, you should be better than this. Probably not finding time to really armor up because he was probably just route for all he knows. He's just gonna grab the nearest weapon to him, being his axe, and kind of proceed somewhat in the direction of where it's leading.
Okay. So you go, and it's. I mean, your best explanation, what in your mind is almost like a bear running through a campsite, and just like it's all going in the same direction. It's just here and there as you go in. What makes you not think it's a bear is you get maybe 10, 15 feet into the thicket, and all your stuff is there in a pile, minus the stuff that.
Just seeing like this is not really recognizing what this is other than his stuff at the moment. He's just gonna have a look around and see if there's just anything.
There is no sight of anything. There's no trail. There's no tracks. A quick look looks like all your stuff is there, and none of it is damaged.
Well, though used to having it over here, maybe I just messed with it in the night. Who knows? Maybe I slept walk. This is ridiculous. And he'll start gathering his things again. Start moving back towards his campsite.
As you start picking stuff up, you go to lift some clothes, and underneath the clothes is an amulet.
I don't remember packing that. He'll pick it up and inspect it.
So as you're reaching for it, you see it appears to be. It's almost like a piece of a curved blade, but broken. Sort of like it came from a sword or a dagger or something, and it's not been sheared. It looks like more from like rust, but you don't see any rust on it. But that sort of like break on it. So it's the tip of this blade, this curved blade. And as you and it has a necklace affixed to it. And so as you touch the amulet, amulet, I don't know what just happened. As you touch the amulet, you just feel a burst of energy like pour through you. And the ground around you just flattens. The plant life in every direction, like in a perfect circle around you, just sort of sinks into the ground and almost like deflates. And so this clearing now looks like the clearing in your visions. Like this is eerie. Like this is very strange. But the amulet is there in your hands. Hey, Potato, thank you for the gems, and Paul, thank you for the buy the DM a reroll. What else? We got some more stuff. Thank you everyone for supporting us. We very much appreciate that. Rerolls will definitely be useful in a time of war, so thanks on both sides. And so yeah. So you're now in this vision of like this vision seems to be real. One thing is very different about the vision, though. Underneath, sort of where some of the plants flattened into the earth, you now see a crumbling stone structure in the undergrowth. And its roof was just shattered by a tree. And so it really, the mosses and things had grown all around it. So until the plant life sort of receded from it, it was difficult to see. And a large door frame sort of leads into, it seems to lead into the earth.
Oh, Kato, what did you get yourself into this time? Oh, and like taken aback at this moment of shock that just happened to him, he's gonna just take a deep breath and steel himself, and he's gonna start putting on his proper equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's gotta make sure the place is safe. Clearly, I've missed something. And like as he's like putting his stuff on, he's like has the amulet in his hand and just like twisting it back and forth in his fingers.
Mm-hmm. And as you're putting on sort of armor or you're sort of getting your equipment ready, there is a faint, very comforting, but specific whisper of your name. You hear the Cato. And it's coming from the structure. The amulet in your hand feels warm, and not cold. It feels like it gained life when you heard that. The structure itself, if it's not clear, it seems to lead down into the ground. There was something above it, but it seems like the giant tree has basically collapsed on it and pushed it into the ground, or at least the entrance. And so now the doors, which might have one point been vertical, are sort of down, like you'd have to open them to see what's behind them. And those doors seem to lead to the earth.
Hello? Is someone there?
There's no answer. Just a feeling of a little bit of a feeling of peace. Like not like comfort and security. Comfort and
He
it's
will start.
like the opposite of fear in a way. Like unnatural fear. It's almost like this feeling of like safe power.
He's kind of going to relax himself a bit, take a deep breath, and he'll start proceeding towards that doorway and see if he can get away with opening it.
Okay. You can open it easily, and you see the tree that sort of had hit it from the outside actually pokes through into it. But underneath the tree, you could possibly squeeze through, and you see a marble floor stretching into the distance beyond the tree that has collapsed across the entrance. You see, as you sort of look under the tree a bit, and to see what's a little bit further, you can see parts of statues that seem to have fallen on the ground before, like on that line the hallway. You just can't see very far in, but you see a few here or there broken.
What is this place? He's gonna start kind of proceeding towards the tree, and not really one for being a squeezing type of guy. He's gonna try and like lift it up a bit and kind of push
Okay.
himself through.
But the intent is to get to the other side of the
Yes,
tree.
intent is to get in.
Yeah. Right. So you're able to sort of, you have to do a little bit of a combination of both. It's a big tree that brought down a stone structure. And so there are it's a short hallway and somewhat of a circular room beyond, and all around are it was clearly once lined with statues, and whatever destroyed the temple and the tree falling on it has destroyed almost all of they're just shattered on the ground. Bits and pieces remain of them. But in the distance, maybe somewhere not in the far back, but maybe somewhere off to the, let's say it was going north, like the hallway, just for explanation purposes, maybe somewhere in the northeast of the circle is a statue that at first you think it's a person because it's a humanoid figure in the distance standing there, but your eyes start to adjust to the light and you realize that no, there's still at least one intact statue over in that direction.
Not recognizing as a statue immediately, he would call out, "Are you hurt? This place seems to be not the most stable right now. Oh. Hello?"
And you hear in response, you hear, "Cato, come to me."
Who are you?
You start to see the statue seems to be backlit. It's massive. It's fairly big. It would be maybe like 10 feet tall in total. But what happens as you're looking at it and you call out to it is you see it starts to be a little backlit. Backlit's not quite the word. It starts to almost glow. Its back almost starts to glow, which you can't see. And that color and that light bounces off the wall behind it. And it's a very silvery light. And it says, "Cato, come to me, I choose you."
Choose me? For what? Are you in need of help? And like he's gonna continue walking forward.
And so as you walk forward, it becomes a little bit more clearer. The statue is of a robed man. The details of the face are obscured. And so in his hand, you see a long pole, like almost like a handle of something, almost like it might be a farming implement or something. And but the head of the pole has been broken off, so it's just it's a shovel without the shovel part, just the handle, right? The hooded cloak, but the backlit silver. I mean, it's beautiful. It is unworldly in every sense of the world. It is like the most beautiful thing you've seen. And the voice reaches out and says, "Cato, you shall be my champion. You shall live in the stories forever. You shall bring heroic deeds upon this world.
Ori, heroic deeds? What are you talking about?
You are needed, Cato.
Needed
You
where?
turn the tide. All of Ansalon hangs in the balance. The gods are returning, Cato. You shall be my champion.
What would you have me do?
Be glorious on the battlefield, Cato. Rise to the highest level in valor and courage. Do not fear death, for you shall be immortal in deeds and words. The that feeling of like warmth and safety, like that, it somehow in your mind it is tied to that silver light.
He'll hold out the amulet he has in his hand. Is this yours?
It is.
What would you have
You
me
are
do
the
with it?
first. Go bring glory upon the world. Go slaughter your enemies and bring victory to the fields of battle. Fight the armies that come.
Armies? What armies? There's nothing here.
Now there is nothing. Soon there shall be. Do not fear, Cato. For on the field of battle, the valor you show will let you live into eternity.
Upon hearing that, if that is your wishes, and then he'll put on the amulet.
Okay.
I will be your champion.
You put on the amulet, and you feel it. I would say it burns a little bit. It burns sort of, it's like a holy spirit, but not in a bad way. Just it's claiming you way. And in a second, you see it. It's gone. Like it is burned into you, basically. But around the statue's neck now, you see a beautiful, beautiful pendant, and it's a circular disc. On that circular disc is a triangle, and I should have made a picture of this for you. It's a triangle, and then there's two lines that sort of intersect the triangle. Hold on, I don't know what to do. I can hold up. I'll picture for you. And you'd think with computers, you would have. Can you see that?
I do.
Good. I'll make a better picture of it. But it's beautiful, and it pulses, and it pulses with every beat of your own heart. And you hear that voice say, "Take it and wear it and be my champion."
He'll go up to the statue and remove it,
Hmm.
inspect a little bit, feel it in his hands, kind of feel how it's almost that like radiating warmth
Feels-
that's coming off of
It
it.
feels not just warmth. It feels power. Like it feels like it feels like right. Like it makes you feel powerful. Like it's a very strange feeling. Not one you've felt before.
He'll take one last deep breath to steel himself once more, and then he'll put it on.
Okay. And as you put it on, sort of it's almost like a wind picks up through the chamber you're in, and the smell of you smell a flower like in the air, just float through the air, very strong. Before the breeze subsides, and the light behind the statue sort of fades, and you're alone in the room. The presence that was there, but you sort of feel that on your chest. The knot in your stomach is gone. You realize as you feel like whatever just happened, you may have thwarted something.
Well, this is not how I expected my night to be going. But now, I guess there's work to be done somewhere. It's not gonna be any good sitting here in this forgotten place. I should probably get going. And he's just gonna like start playing with the amulet in his hand
Okay.
and begin to exit.
You sort of crawl under the tree. You step out into the forest, and sort of stretch from having to stoop low to get under the tree. And as you step up, the first thing you notice is that the plant life around you has returned, and you turn around and the structure is no longer there behind you. And we're gonna leave you there to decide how you're gonna spend the rest of your journey to Vogler. But you have a newfound you feel like maybe for one of the few times in your life, you really feel like you have the power in your hands to choose your own fate. So, thank you, Daw. I appreciate that. We're gonna move on to let Daw rest and stop being in the focus for a bit as he tries to unravel what just happened. We're gonna move on to Lauren. Are you still having a little bit of trouble?
I think I'm good now. I'm here for now. So if it tries to cut out, I'll get on my phone.
Okay.
It's okay for now.
So yeah, I'm gonna move on to Alex and Lauren and their characters. Thank you guys for everyone for the rerolls, for the gems, everything. It's great that we have your guys' support. We love a big audience. I'm still getting used to multiple windows again on my my computer, so people are giving me hints when people throw things in. So if I miss you, I apologize. It's not intentional in any way. So, Alex, would you like to introduce your character? Maybe class and some aspirations and maybe a little blurb, little history here and there.
Yeah, I'm just going to put a little image here for Miranda, so there's something there in the frame. So I'm playing Quinton. He hails from, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Ebenesnia? If that's the right pronunciation. But
Go for it.
grew up relatively impoverished, just kind of peasant family. His father was a fisherman. Mother died in childbirth with him. But he does always, even though he never met his mother, he always has heard a lot of stories about her, and has has sort of a reverence for her, and she was a birder or enjoyed wildlife, and it is said that her favorite bird was a bluebird, and so he's always got a little pin on his cloak as sort of as a memorial to her. Growing up, he really wanted to be a knight, but got a lot of feedback early on that just was not going to happen. He's not very athletically gifted, but he was sort of pushed in the direction of learning magic, and that's kind of the path that he has gone on. Was mentored and kind of pushed to develop that talent, that might be the way that he might be able to go out and do some good into the world.
Okay. Lauren.
All right. Hi. I'm Lauren, and I am playing Miranda, also from Abaxia. Miranda is kind of towards middle-aged. I don't know if she would classify herself as such, but and she is a sort of low-level community sorcerer type. She likes her crystals and her vibes with the thing, not doing anything major, but enough that people come to her for advice and tinctures and that kind of thing. However, since war has come to the area, she now has this conviction that she should use her knowledge to do more. And so that's kind of what she's planning to do, to become better, become more adept, and try to fight against this encroaching darkness.
Okay. Perfect. And we, for the audience, I'm glossing over a little bit of, I did mention that they are all headed to Vogler for a funeral, glossing over how they know the deceased. But we'll get to that. It's just it fits better with the story a little bit ahead of time, or a little bit farther along the road. But for the two of you, the trip to Vogler is actually serendipitous, because you realize the Towers of High Sorcery, they know of you, right? And whether or not you've proven yourselves to them is not really the question, but they do search for talent. And as the last few years of your life, you've demonstrated enough that you've received an invitation to something, and by coincidence, it is on the way to Vogler, or close enough that you can incorporate it into your trip. And you are told specifically to be at a place, to be secret about it, and to be there at a certain time. And so, as you travel towards Vogler and to this place, which is known as the Barb, at least in the instructions you were given, you know two things about it. One, it's ancient. So I'll leave it up to you if either of you have ever been here before. It's an ancient construction, probably older than any of the living organizations in Kryn at this time. But you also know the night that was picked is probably not a coincidence, because the night is something called the Night of the Eye. And Kryn's 3 moons tonight are aligned. And as the mages draw their power from the moons, you realize that none of this is all very planned and very. So as you approach the structure, the Barb, it's jagged and it was a spire at one point probably, but there's a sort of jagged part of it has ripped it in half. Many in the past have come to the mages to prove that they have talent here. Normally it's just a ruin, and there's a little space inside of it where tests are constructed, or tests are conducted. But tonight, as you approach it, if any of you had been to it before, seen it in your travels, like every line glows with this silver light, as if you can almost exactly picture what it looked like when it was fully formed, because these lines trace the whole, like every seam and every crack, and the architect's original design of it. You know that you're here to participate in some sort of test. Well, it's not the test that would make you a full member of the mages. It is something that would help you later on during that test. And so you stand outside. There's a cool air in the night, a light wind. You can see 2 of the 3 moons, and you probably know enough to be able to train yourself to know roughly where the 3rd might be. And so the structure gleams, those quite beautiful lines in the distance. And there's not a soul to be seen, just the opening into the structure itself.
So I'm sort of thinking, even though Quentin and Miranda are from the same place, I'm thinking we independently came here.
Mm-hmm.
And to Quinton, this is like a shock, and I don't know, he's probably a little perturbed to see Miranda here. He knows that she exudes natural magical talent, and just being in her presence reminds him of how much he's struggling to try to be a part of the Towers of High Sorcery. And so when he'll just see that the only other person here is her, and he'll say, "Miranda, what in the heavens are you doing here? Don't tell me that you've been invited as well."
So Miranda's perspective of this is she kind of sees Quentin as like a little nephew or something like that. So very different input. And saying, "Quentin, oh, I'm so glad that you're here as well. Yes, I was invited, and seeing you here, like it all feels so aligned."
Yes, it seems that fate has brought us here together. Are you the only one? I don't see. I was expecting there to be others. Present company excluded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was as well, honestly, but I mean, I don't see anyone else.
Well, there's certainly something happening here. The tower is exuding incredible arcane energies. It must be drawing power from the 3 moons.
Oh, yes, that was my guess as well. I don't know, maybe we just kind of follow the paths and see where they lead?
Well, by all means, let's take a closer look and see if maybe this is all part of it.
Yes, it could be part of the test already.
You're moving forward?
Yeah, do we, so we are properly level 1 characters at this point, is that right? Okay. If possible,
yeah.
I'd maybe want to
Oh,
take
go
10
ahead.
minutes to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
So I'll spend the time to ritually cast that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and detect magic lasts 10 minutes, 1 minute.
I think it's 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. So the whole place, I mean, the whole like magic is innate here. Like, in your mind, you see the glow, not only the spire itself glowing, and numerous schools of magic woven into it in various forms. You see, going into the ground, almost like a tree has roots. You see strands of a specific school of magic sort of weaving down into the earth itself until it gets so far away you can no longer see the glow. But this is thousands of roots. Like, this place is older than this. This is innately attached to magic in some sense.
It's almost like this spire is a lightning rod for arcane energies and drawing it deep within the earth.
Oh, yes, I feel it in myself.
While the spire itself glows, the entryway into it is dark. Like you can't see into it.
And there in the darkness.
Well, is seeing in the dark one of your innate abilities, Miranda? Or shall we do this the old-fashioned way?
The opposite, making it hard for people to see. No, we need to do this the old-fashioned way, as you say.
I'm holding a quarterstaff, and so I'll cast like light cantrip on it, just on the kind of the one end.
So you cast light, and it does seem like there's at least some sort of weird thing. There's some sort of magic that prevents you from looking inside.
It seems that maybe the magic over the threshold here is a little bit more powerful than my spell. Maybe it's an exercise in faith. We are to take a step forward and hope for the best.
Possible. I mean, perhaps we should. Well, if it's faith, I was going to say it might be wise to be shielded, but maybe that would be failing us and sending us home. So I will trust you that let's walk together in faith and hope for the best.
Walk together, you say? Wouldn't it be smarter if we kind of hedge our bet here? Maybe we should draw straws and see who goes first. Or maybe we do it based on age. I mean, you have lived many more years than I. Perhaps you take the first step.
Quinton, I will go first. I know that this type of thing can be challenging for you sometimes. So I will go forward.
Okay. So you step through, and it's not doesn't feel weird. It doesn't. Just the minute you walk through, you walk straight into a large atrium. In fact, problematically large considering the outside of the spire itself. And it's lit with flaming sconces and adorned with just grand tapestries, each depicting each of Kryn's 3 moons. It's probably the first time either of you have really seen the red moon in its glory. And so around the room, doors circle. And from above, the light of the moons, like you see it and you also feel it. shining on you. Like it's that strong, with such an influence through the broad windows that are high above you. You didn't see windows on the outside. At the center of the room, there is a serene-looking woman. She has long gray hair, and I said red moon before I meant black moon. Long gray hair and red robes, and she looks at a clipboard, a medieval clipboard, and she looks up at you and she says, as I expected you to be here. Welcome. I am Rovina.
It is an honor to meet you, and thank you for the invitation.
It is my job and a pleasure to help you take your first step on what may be a profession for you.
Miranda, are you safe in there?
I'll call out, yes, I am. I don't know if you can hear me.
He could just walk through the door. It's quite safe. I assure you.
And Quinton will just kind of like stumble into the room as if he literally took a leap of faith into the darkness.
All right. And you probably like assume there's going to be a stair or something, so like you still stumble in doing it, or over like step too far and just threw yourself off balance. But you see this. Everything about this room is, it stands almost outside of time and place, based on what you just saw outside.
Well, this is quite unexpected, quite incredible.
This is nothing. Considering the things that the mages can do, but it may in turn help you as you move forward in your path. Or perhaps it will convince you that maybe this is not for you.
Well, I certainly doubt that. I've been preparing all my life for this. This is, if it's not this, it has to be this.
I'm sure it will be.
We shall see. Proving yourself tonight will prepare you for what is further along the path as you become a mage of some power. But to get through the evening, you must face a trial in one of the rooms here inside the Barb. You both have a modicum of magical talent, yes?
I should hope so, yes.
Some of us have talent. Others of us had to work very hard to get to where we are. Kind of glares at Miranda and smirks.
She'll studiously ignore that and just, oh yes, but it's worked for all of us, I believe.
Each apprentice to the mages will always face different challenges as they move forward. I would not worry too much on others' paths rather than your own. The moons are in alignment, and unfortunately, you have only a short time to complete this challenge. Are you prepared to prove yourselves to the mages? Do you have any questions of what might be asked?
Well, what is the nature of this test?
It is a test of your abilities. Since you both arrived together, you will be together.
All right. That's perfectly acceptable for me. Quentin, are you comfortable working with me?
You may have heard that to become a mage, there's a significant test, one that requires sacrifice. This test is very different. There is no inherent danger to either of you, except perhaps a bruised ego. She stares at you, Quentin.
And he's I think he's kind of like hanging his head in shame a little bit, being lightly scolded just a moment before, and he says that sounds all well and good with me. I am prepared.
Very well. Come. And she looks. There's maybe about 6 doors around the chamber, besides the one that you came into. And she looks around, and she looks both of you up and down, and she says, yes, this will do nicely. She brings you over to the second door from the left. She opens the door, and inside the door is a portal, and just swirling amber light inside the door. I ask that you hold hands and walk through the portal together.
How did you decide this door for us?
Well, the other 5 are already have would-be apprentices inside them.
Oh, so there are others here.
Well, we'll see how they do. Some have been in for longer than others. But they have the same time limit that you do.
Quinton extends his hand in Miranda's direction. He says, well, it seems that the statement from earlier that our fate has brought us together for some purpose is maybe a little muted. It seems that we truly are, we either are in this together, or we either succeed together or we fail together.
Well, I trust you, Quentin. I think that we have a wonderful chance of success. I have seen how hard you've worked, and I think that this will be good for us.
And we'll move forward through the portal.
Okay. You feel the energy of the portal and that swirling light sort of embrace you, and suddenly you are at the edge of a wide rotunda. Behind you is the door that you came through, but now it's closed. At the far end of the room is another door. The doors are identical. The rotunda is black stone floors, and around the walls are elaborate runes. The entire interior of the room is empty, save for a single pedestal at the room's center. From where you are, you can see there's an ornate key, and it is balanced on its tip, and it seems to be spinning. The light of the moon's somehow reflecting as it spins around. So you get this a little bit of a disco ball effect on the walls.
You said there are 2 doors. Are we coming through one of the doors?
Yeah, you came through one of the doors, but the door never shut, but it is closed behind you.
Okay.
And then in front of you at the far end is another door. So it's about 100 feet in diameter. So the doors are about 100 feet apart. About 50 feet in front of you is that pedestal. It's circular. And then everywhere on the wall, elaborate runes.
And the runes are actually on the wall, or do they look like they are created by the light?
They're carved into the wall, but the light definitely is it illuminates them as it hits, as it's spinning around.
Well, it seems the goal would be that key. Does it look like the door across the way would have like a keyhole?
Possible. The door behind you, they look identical, and the door behind you does.
Okay. Well, any thoughts, Miranda, on how we navigate this carefully and retrieve that without doing any... Well, she said it wouldn't harm us, but...
Perhaps just harm to our egos. Well, I mean, I would assume that just walking over is probably too simple, but do you have anything we can toss to the ground to see how firm it is in front of us?
I have just like a book in my pack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna pick that up and like kind of slide it across the floor.
Okay. So, like with your foot or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you from where you are at the door, you push the book like a foot or two. Everything seems to be fine. Keep pushing.
I think I'll retrieve it.
Okay.
Just kind of trying to see like, you know, force field or whatnot right immediately in front of us. Could I take a closer look at these runes? Are they like arcane runes, or are they in a language that...
Yeah. They are accessible but difficult. Like in the sense of if you wanted to really study them, it would take some time.
Yeah, and we're under the clock, right? We've got a certain amount of time that...
You do. It's not you do have time. It's not like a 5-minute time period. But you do, like, there is a time limit.
I guess just on quick observation, do any of the runes seem to have any symbology that would associate them with one of the 3 moons?
No.
Okay.
Not that you are aware.
I mean, it occurs to me that the test could be just to put us in a room full of interesting rooms and hope we get lost in the labyrinth, but maybe it's as simple as just going to the key and getting out and not getting drawn into everything. You know, eye on the ball kind of thing.
Well, maybe... I'm going to... Why don't we split up? Maybe if we divide our attention on these runes, I could study one, you could study another, and we could see if... We could meet in the middle and see if there's any connection between them.
I'm willing to spend some time exploring them. Must be mindful of how long.
So maybe we'll divide, like, one of us goes, like, one half of the room, the other, like, in the opposite, and, like, kind of choose a random rune to study.
What? So when you say one of you goes to the one, like, so from what I know, you guys haven't really walked away from the door you walked in through.
Yeah, so...
You were being careful with the book, so what's...
I think at this point is step in so that we could see.
So you get like maybe 4 or 5 feet away from the door. Just like you smack into some invisible thing in front of you.
Okay, so we do have there is some kind of force field here.
Let's test the boundaries. And so I'll go a little bit in the other direction and see how far I can go before I see
Okay.
back into something.
So, if both of you don't mind, make me investigation checks. Let me tell you what you figure out.
21 for Quinton.
Mm-hmm. Miranda, all right. So, Miranda,
I'm
you take a sort of not necessarily cautious, but a less direct route, in that you sort of follow the walls, and you realize very quickly you can actually circle the walls easily. You can get to the other door, no problem. Quentin, you realize that you start feeling the walls, and it feels electric but not damaging, right? Like it's uncomfortable, but you can touch it. And what you realize is at some point you do find it's not. There seems to be openings in certain places on the walls. So maybe you turn and tell Miranda, "Hey, like, I think we can go through here." But seconds later, that opening is no longer there. It seems to have shifted. So you get the idea that very much that if there's some way to get to that key, it changes.
Okay. Can I won't ritually cast it, but can I put detect magic back up?
You sort of detect magic up, and you see sort of the shape of the walls and exactly what I just described. You see it. It is a maze, but it shifts.
Okay.
And so you can see within whatever detect magic is, like 20, 30 feet, you can start to navigate that maze.
Miranda, come closer. I think we need to join hands if we're going to navigate this. As soon as one of us passes through an opening, it's going to close.
Oh, gracious. All right, yes. Hold my.
We'll kind of link hands and kind of as one try to go through and follow the maze path.
Do you have do you happen to have not expertise? Do you have navigation trained?
Navigation, like navigation tools,
or just oh, sorry. Oh, navigation's not one.
like survival.
Yeah, do you have survival trained or no?
It's not one of my proficiencies.
Okay. You have Arcana though, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check, real quick.
Just Quentin or both of us?
I'll use a reroll on that if that's okay.
Sure. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at
19.
Right. So yeah, so it is. You were very smart to link together, because you did pick up on that very quickly, that these things are changing, certainly when someone passes through one of them. But you're able to get the hang of it. It almost seems like there is a pattern happening. Your mind can't quite wrap entirely around. Like what you feel like is, if only I could see this from above, I'd definitely be able to figure it out. But it's hard while you're sitting inside of it to see how it's shifting. But within, I'd say, 15 minutes, you sometimes make some mistakes just because the detect magic is limited in radius and it's a much bigger room. But eventually you're able to, you are standing in front of the pedestal with the key.
We've made it. Now,
It's wonderful navigating.
what do you think about this key? Now, hear me out, and feel free to say no. And I'll dig around in my backpack. I'm gonna pull a little bag of sand and just like make the gesture. I read about this in a book once.
Just looking at you.
Well, maybe if I take the key, I have to replace it with something if it's like pressure activated or such.
You should do it, definitely. 100% going to indulge you in this.
So I will say that at this moment, you can see the key's not actually touching the thing below it.
Okay. Oh,
It's just hovering there.
I just was really looking for a use for this bag of sand I carry with me.
One day it will come. Maybe it'll just be pockets. But who knows?
Well,
but do you want to grab it? Do you want me to do it?
maybe we should follow the logic that brought us here. We had to join hands and work together to get here. Maybe we should both reach out same time and grab it.
That very much, yes. Together.
And so I think maybe we'll try just like timing it and both try to grab hold of the key.
Grab the key though. Right. You both grab the key. Would you? I don't know. Did I say a number about how long it took for you to get in there?
I think you said 15.
Right.
Yeah.
So presumably you would have recast detect magic, or maybe ritually recast it to finish it.
Yeah. Maybe if I don't feel like I'm like we're under, like we're gonna fail imminently, I would ritually cast it.
Okay. So no problem. You have it. So, the one thing. So you're sitting inside the middle, right? And so the detect magic aura is all around you as you see the walls. And behind the immediate walls, you see the walls shifting, right? It's a kind of somewhat, I don't know, it reminds me of like a Tron pattern, right, in the background. And when whoever touches it first, or you touch it both at the same time, all of that disappears. You no longer have any auras around you. You're both just staring at each other holding a key.
Well, perhaps this is it. Shall we take it to the opposite door and see if it fits?
Yes. I suppose so.
Right. So you're walking over to the other door.
Yeah.
Yeah, the maze is gone and all that, so
The aura is gone.
Yeah.
Yes, the maze is gone. You walk over to the other door. I'm not going to torture you. You walk over to the other door.
yeah.
And you're able to just walk a straight line this time.
We'll insert the key into the door.
Fits perfectly. The door unlocks. And you open a similar amber swirling pattern.
Oh, that wasn't so bad.
Oh. It's a little teamwork. Quite nice as far as these tests go, I think.
We'll step forward through the portal and.
Okay. And you're back in the original temple, or the original not temple, the original the rotunda. Ravina seems actually pleasantly surprised that you all made it out as fast as you did, and said, "Oh, it's impressive, I should say. Please come." And she sort of beckons you over, and she's carrying a staff with her now. She says, I have this. Give me 1 second. I apologize. I haven't used much of. Great picture of this. Just don't know how to show it to you. Here. Nope. All right. No, that one. Uh, So until I can figure out how to put it on the screen for everyone, I'm just going to show you guys. Apologize, I will become better at Roll20 and Roll20 prepaid modules. Oh, it's not there. Okay, I'll find this later. She gives you. She says, both of you have earned this. Whether or not you have need of it is another question, but our process is our process. And she presents you with a beautiful, like the probably most beautiful spell book that you have ever seen. One for each of you. Just showing it to you quick and in our private chat that we use to talk to each other, but I will figure out how to put it in real chat here in a minute. And so it has these 3 stones of each of the moons sort of represented. And she says, whatever you feel is necessary for those, whether it's to fill them with either your spells or just your discoveries. But you will learn that, unfortunately, as much as we would like it to be otherwise, our minds sometimes forget details that we once learned. And writing things down is vital for what you would, your success as a mage. But there's another thing I must hand you, though. She hands you an ornate scroll, and it is also beautiful. And the one thing you notice about it is, do either of you know what a paper lock is?
Yeah.
Queen Mary was famous for them. They're ways to fold paper so that you can detect if someone's opened it and read it.
Yes.
And they're beautiful. They're very artistic. These are real things in real life. If you know nothing about them, audience, you should look them up. They're wonderful. And it's an art form. And so this scroll, like at the edge of the scroll, is paper locked, right? You imagine, though, knowing that these are mages, that they might be more than that. And so she says, your next task in your path is to bring these to the mage who will lead you further on your journey. You were looking for one of the black robes, Wyhan, Wyhan, in the city of Calamon. Bring these to him dutifully, and he will alert you what is next.
Are we to go together?
That is your choice. Background information: Vogler is near Calamon, so it wouldn't be like the funeral would be the first thing, but it should be an easy trip from Vogler. Under no circumstances should you open them. Their contents are for Wyhan only.
Understood.
Do you have any questions?
Is he expecting us, or is there anything we need to talk
With those
about?
scrolls, he most certainly will be. It's not often we send one to him.
How did you find us? How did you know to reach out to us for the test?
Word gets around. Certainly your diligence in learning and digging up secrets from the past and secrets that we keep hidden attracted some attention to you. And with you, Miranda, it is clear that the moons shine brightly upon you in ways that even I am a bit jealous of, although I understand that you might not share my exact talents either.
I'll flush a little bit and say, "Oh, it's nothing."
Is there anything about the Towers of High Sorcery I might reveal to you or answer a question? Otherwise, I'm afraid there is I wouldn't quite call him an apprentice. He's probably nothing more than a farm boy, but he's got himself in quite a pickle in room number 6. She points over.
Oh, by all means, please don't let us keep you. Thank you.
He'll learn a lot by being in a pickle. That's the best way you learn. So I bid you adieu, and I hope that we see each other again.
Likewise.
Miranda, did you think he literally meant that the boy was in a pickle? Were we to take that literally?
With these mages, it possibly? Maybe he's being pickled. Vinegary situation.
I have much to learn.
Luckily, we were neither pickled nor in a pickle, so good job figuring that out and taking me with you. Very proud of you in there.
Well, thank you for coming along, and yes, I appreciate your. I'm sorry for the nasty things I said earlier. You know, I just. It's been a long travel to get here, and I'm still a little cranky, and. Well, I received some distressing news recently about. You remember old Ispin? Green Shield? Oh, you have that look on your face as if you know exactly what I'm about to say.
I received the same news. Honestly, planning to go to his memorial after whatever this business was had wrapped up. Were you as well?
Yes, I as well. And since it appears that we are fated to travel together just a little bit longer. Once we are done with the funeral, perhaps we can travel to Calamon together and continue our studies.
I would enjoy that very much. Let's go. This has been an illuminating day, I think, but probably best to get away from such strong magic until we're ready for it.
And you wander out. As you pass through the arch, the Barb behind you sort of goes back to that still magical, but not nearly as opulent from the outside. And you move off into the night to move on towards Vogler. I would love to take just a 5-minute break before we move on to our third group, if that's okay with everyone. And so we will be back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you guys for all the purchases in the XP store. And we will be back shortly. Howdy, everyone. Sorry for that. I just needed a bit of a breather. I forget DMing online. It's just a lot of talking. So we are going to move into our last, but certainly not least, group of individuals. And so I was hoping they would each introduce themselves. Introduce their characters a little bit, give us some aspirations, and maybe a little bit of a backstory. So I'll start. Issac.
Hello, I'm Isaac, and I am playing Brallin Farn. Brallin is a human ranger. He early 20s. He lives out of town, a ways away, more in the wilderness. He and his mom have always stayed off the beaten path. Learned a lot from his mom. Learned to throw caution to the wind most often, and just go with your gut on most things. And that's very apparent as he has lost his 2 front teeth somehow. So, yeah, so he's never really met his dad. There's stories of who he is, and he's that's for I think that's going to be coming out later, but that's who he is. Kind of a bit wild.
Great. Brawley Dave.
All right, I am playing a Hender named Brawley Lightfool. He comes from Talidus. He was spending some time at the League of Minotaurs, kind of understanding them. He likes to travel the world and curious about everything, and doesn't like to stay in one place for too long. And I think he was just overstaying his stay on Talidus, and he decided to head back to Ansalon. Then he got the letter about the funeral.
Right. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, is Cass Dave.
Yes, my character Cass is a 20-something androgynous human rogue with short ash blonde hair, green eyes. They wear a plain brown robe, and as far as their companions know, Cass is a field researcher for the Great Library in Palanthus. But since I'm playing a somewhat secretive person, I'm reluctant to divulge too much more than that at the present time.
All right. Thank you, guys. And so the three of you probably didn't start out together, but as you have been traveling, your roads of travel have started to converge. And so as you head from into the outskirts of Solamnia, you have sort of started traveling together. And it's probably very quickly that you realize that you all have the same intended destination, and really for the same reason, which is the funeral of your friend, but also on the eve of the Kingfisher Festival. And as you have passed people, you hear these rumors of war. I mean, it's unavoidable. And certainly the places you all have come from have been rife with these rumors. But in particular, as you move into Solamnia, you've heard about an army about to descend on Solamnia. The army is filled with alien-like creatures, creatures that you've never heard of, that people don't have a name for, like just these beasts that are within its ranks. And the army is not quite to Solamnia, but there are sort of brief excursions into its territory, where farms are raided for food, or supplies are, caravans are raided for whatever supplies they have. And so there is this angst as you move forward that like the times really are changing, and certainly here in Solamnia, which hasn't known a real threat since before the cataclysm, so has been a relatively calm time. And so as the three of you are traveling down the road towards Vogler, you hear immediately just a quivering scream in the distance. Please help! And you see a young man rush around a bend towards you and racing. Just there is a wound on his chest, and he's just pointing in the distance, completely out of breath. And he gets up to you, and he sort of puts himself on the other side of you. So whatever threat he's running from, he has just put you in the middle of. You see nothing, though.
What's going on? What are you afraid of? Calm down.
These guys, black robes. They attacked the knights. Killed them.
Knights, where?
Just up, and he points back to where he ran around the bend from up the road.
What do you two think?
I think even as this man is talking, I'm taking some, silent strides backwards or to the side. I don't know if there's any cover whatsoever, but I would be endeavoring to put some distance between whatever the threat is and its target, which appears to be this man at the moment.
My character would listening, and he would his eyes would immediately go to that direction, like scan the horizon, looking for anything. He'd draw his longbow, and he'd kind of just put his hand back, say, "Don't worry about it. Stay back. We got it. We got it."
You gotta help the soldiers, the knights.
Yeah, I'll pull out my short sword or short bow as well, and we'll try to start slowly making our way up there.
You told us the knights are already dead, so perhaps if we don't want to share their fate, we should go in a different direction.
I just was watching from the bushes. They were this. I don't know.
You think they might still be alive?
Maybe they.
Can I slap him to try
so
to calm
quick.
him?
Sorry.
A halfling's gonna jump up and slap him to try to calm him down. Calm down.
Why did you do that? They were talking about enemy troops in the area, and they were looking for them, and suddenly these black-hooded figures jumped out and attacked them. They just came and asked me for food for the horses. You gotta help them.
Does he seem believable?
I think so. He seems pretty yokelish. Like he seems like this is not the path you're on. Isn't such a well-worn path that it would be hard to believe that he had enough experience to pull this off. That like that's what I'm not saying that he might not do it, but he's pretty believable for what he's saying. Like he seems legitimately scared, and you just don't know where he would have gotten all that practice based on where you are if it's not real.
I'm just keeping my eyes on the direction he came, looking for any signs of trouble.
Yeah, nothing. There's it's just and he probably tells you, like, he probably says like 200 feet up the road, like that sort of, like he gives you a rough estimate of where it is. And so it would be, you're about halfway to the bend, and then it would be about the same distance past. So
We should proceed with caution or withdraw. Those are the two wisest courses from my vantage.
Hey, we got. If there's somebody in danger, we have to help them. That's what I say. It's fine. We'll go up sneaky like. We'll be fine.
Yeah, cautiously. Yes.
I'll watch the rear in case they circle around.
okay. Have this one. Can't figure. Sorry, I apologize because. So, I have some artwork for you. I apologize. So I have gone through all the Roll20 module things, and I know I've seen these. I just can't now find them for you to show you some of this artwork, which is good. So I'll do a better job next time, next session, knowing exactly where they are. The module just came out yesterday, so. So you so you turn the corner and it's maybe about 150 feet ahead of you, and what you see is there's a wagon, and it is in the middle of the road, toppled on its side, and it's surrounded by armored corpses. There are robed figures, strange robed figures, picking through the remains of what's what's around. But weirdly, those of you with sharp eyes quickly pick up that you see like weird scaly wings and sharp reptilian figures poking out from under the cloaks.
Old, anyone else see that?
He's gonna kind of say,
Where there's not scales, some kind.
Yeah, it looks like wings.
Well,
is a kid still, or is he gone? Is he still?
No, he's there. Yeah.
is that's them?
Actually, yeah. Don't make me
He
go
just-
back there though.
He'll just like draw his weapon and like kind of angle it, count, like measure, and he has his longbow ready. And he's,
Well, if you say that's them, that's all I need.
and he's if no one stops him, like he will let that thing go. Like
Yeah, I think I'm probably too far back, but even as I'm kind of getting closer to take a look, I would be about to say like we should, stick to reconnaissance so we can bring news. But before any of that can pass through my lips, I'm sure you're releasing your
All right.
arrow.
Give me 1 second just to bring
And
something up, and then
if I could,
Go ahead.
I'd look Brallin like up in his eyes and be like, I'll lay my hand on him and say, "Hit him with your best shot." As I tuck
Thanks.
around a tree.
Thanks, little guy.
so
Bardic inspiration. Sorry.
okay. Yeah, so let's do this. So I'm going to give you the way I do inspiration or initiative normally is I will give you, since you initiated the action, one free action, and then we go through the initiative order as people find out about stuff. So let me open up. Where's initiative? There it is. So if you want to roll initiative, everyone, please. Oh, so I don't know
I would
why.
have to click. I apologize. I should have clicked my.
No, it's totally. I can make it. Well, now I can't really. I can make a button so it never fails for you guys if you want. It just makes it easier. So, did you re-roll? Is that what just happened?
Would you like me to reroll that? So
No, that's
get
fine.
on.
I can. Nope. I do it. Turn. What number did you have?
17.
Thank you. So make your first attack that has nothing to do with initiative, and then we go into initiative order.
All right.
Yeah.
What's up?
No, go ahead.
And who are you? Who? You're just saying whatever one's closest.
Sure. Yes. If I don't
So
know if
what's a longbow range?
I have a sharpshooter feat. Let's see, longbow. Yeah, so it's 600. It goes all the way. And in fact, I think he's cocky enough where he'd go ahead and he's gonna attempt to draw back that bow a little bit further, and he's gonna just go and try to use that sharp shooter ability right off the bat. So it'll be a negative 5 to hit.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
All right, let's try that again. So that's minus 5. 15 to hit.
15 to hit. Second. Do all of these. All right. Ignore the names on those. You wouldn't know what those were. But a 15 hits. One that's sort of in the middle of the group you're going for.
Okay. So it will be this damage plus 10. 18 points of damage.
18 points down. All right. It is not dead.
That's not good.
Arrow shoots into the back of it, and it turns around and it hisses, and the whole group just flies around, and they're staring down the road straight at you. Brallin, it is your turn.
How far away are they? I got a short.
Let's say let's say 120 for.
Okay, so I got to roll at disadvantage. How do I do that?
Just roll once and see if it comes up twice. If not, we'll roll twice. Do one more. Although that misses, so
that would be a miss. So yeah.
Yep. So all right, flies harmlessly over. Are you doing anything else? And sorry, are you also? I didn't ask you. Issac was Brallin running towards them? Was he standing his ground?
I think he wouldn't. There wouldn't be a need to move anywhere.
Got it. Okay.
I just need to remember I'm sorry. Next time I'll do it. But as a ranger, I have all these extra things I could add for damage, so I'll do it next time.
Brawley. moving forward, moving.
I'll stay right where I'm at.
Okay. Brallin, it is your turn again.
Oh, well, in that case, I am going to go ahead and shoot again at the creature.
Same one, or?
Yeah, same one.
Okay.
Definitely the same one. Here we go. He's gonna look back at the kid. Don't worry, he's fine. He's just gonna go to shoot it again.
It's
15 to hit.
Yep.
I'm not gonna use that sharpshooter ability this time.
Got it.
With 5 points of damage. I am also
Go ahead.
okay. Go ahead.
Nope.
I was gonna go ahead and if I hit, I was gonna add a D4 to that, using it as my favorite foe.
Okay. Yep. You flies into it. And you see something sort of weird happen as the creature falls to the ground, right? And you falls to the ground, and it has a little bit of a greenish color that turns very gray when it dies. Like it changes color to from colorful to monotone.
That's off.
He just says to himself.
That don't normally work. That don't normally happen.
All right. One of them runs and hides and has full cover behind the. Did I do this right? One of them runs and hides behind the caravan, the carriage. But two of them run straight at you with everything they've got. See something real quick. Nothing special. No. So these two are now within 60 of the group of you. Well, actually, three of them run straight at you. Did I do that right? Yeah, three of them run straight at you. And one is around the bend. Wait, hold on. Oh no, sorry. Cass, it is your turn.
I would like to hide, if
Okay.
possible.
Yeah, just off to the side of the road. You're going to use your movement to do it because you're sort of in the middle of the road, but yep.
Yes. Is that going to count as my action or just movement?
You would still need to actually hide, and you don't have bonus action hide yet, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So
That would be it.
Okay, that will be my turn then.
Brallin. 60 feet away.
60 feet away. All right. So I get a
Correct.
normal.
Hits. Oh, sorry. Yeah, hits.
Oh, I rolled damage, but it didn't pop up.
You just click sharp below it in Roll20, and it'll do it. It just is masking it right now.
Did it send it?
No, it did. It hit it. So yeah.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Flies into it. This creature is pissed. Hood down, and you now see. Remember how to do this? Nope, that was not the button I wanted. This. There it is. Can you see that? This creature is like this monstrous thing. Like it is like lizard incarnate, but humanoid. Unlike anything you have seen before. Brallin.
Yeah, he's gonna take a step back and almost like trip over himself. He's
Good.
like, oh, oh. He's gonna try to recollect himself. The kid is here, huh? The kid is
The
like,
kid, yeah. Although the kid, the kid probably has used his action to run
oh, good.
far into the woods at this
That's
point.
what I wanted to know. I'm
Right.
gonna use my movement to try to keep. Seems like they're kind of running down. I'm gonna stay on the road, but move further back.
Okay.
Stay a little,
So
keep
move
my
30 feet
distance.
back. Yeah.
30 feet back, turn around, and I'm gonna use my sharpshooter on the same one that was hit for that last one.
Okay. Go for it.
All right. Oof. That would be. I'm gonna reroll. I know. How many do we have left? It's okay. You guys okay with me rerolling?
Yeah, there's 4 left. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna reroll. Here we go. Okay.
Okay. It's
All right. So plus 10 to 14 damage.
plus 10. Were you doing sharpshooter?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear you
Oh.
say that, but that's fine.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Okay, so 14. Okay. Still up. Anything else, Brallin? You moved,
That's it.
bonus action. Fine. All right. So, Cass, you're hidden.
Yes.
Did you roll a hide from our stealth for me?
Will do.
But it doesn't matter. I just want to know if they can't see you. But 3 of them are now on to poor Brallin, who is alone. Second, this guy. Yeah. Okay. Yep, definitely hit. So you'll have advantage on. They don't know where you are. Yes, it is your turn.
I would like to ready an action with my hand crossbow. Once any enemy gets within 5 feet of one of my allies, I will.
Oh, 3 of them are on top of Brallin right now.
Okay. Well, in that
So-
case, yeah, definitely will fire my hand crossbow.
Okay. You can go for the one that has already been hit.
Okay.
If you like.
I will do that. Looks like it was a 12 to hit, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, passes over.
I will use a reroll if there's
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
still on the table.
Yeah, definitely hits. Okay.
All right. So then, yeah, 6 piercing and 2 for the sneak attack.
Hits him straight ahead, like just in the head, right around the ear. And you are able to take him down. Same sort of thing. However, now that you're closer, you see the body has turned to this weird gray color, but you see this slow, some sort of cloud rise up from the body's corpse. Brallin, can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh no.
Yes.
I didn't see it come up.
It should be coming up now.
No.
Oh, why didn't it?
Oh, Brallin.
There we go. Yeah, not good.
You are restrained as you see the dull gray that is on the corpse of start to spread to your feet.
Like a paralyze or what?
Like a petrification almost.
Oh,
As it
interesting.
slowly, yeah. You're also close enough to realize that the body seems to be stone. Like when it died, it turned to
Whoa.
stone.
Would
And
I
all the
would I be able
weapons-
to say anything yet?
Yeah,
Like
it's just-
I realize what's happening or not?
yeah.
I just tell him like it's turned into me to stone.
Uh, Brallin.
I am so sorry. It's good.
Stay away from him.
That's what I was doing. I thought you'd be doing the same. Guess not sorry.
He is going to go ahead. Bardic Inspiration, that adds a D4. Is that how that works? I forget.
Yeah, it's D4.
Okay, I'm going to use my Bardic. Does it have to be after or before?
You could after the roll before you know the resolution.
Okay.
Oh, so 1d6 right now.
1d6? Okay, great. I am going to use my sharpshooter.
Okay.
And go ahead and go for, we'll go for this guy down here.
Okay.
Sharpshooter with, let's see. So that would be a 9. I'm going to use that D4. Okay,
So
an
11
11.
is the roll, right? Passes harmlessly over them. All right. So you let's see. There are Brallin, did you keep moving backwards?
I think I would be at best advantage too. Though
Okay.
we have one already here. My other companion is out in the open as well. Correct? I'm not.
Brawley is out in the open. Cass is
Yeah.
hidden.
Cass is
Although
still hidden.
they would know where he is because he just shot at them.
Right. I think I might just stay here, try to see if I could bait somebody away from.
So you're 30 feet back from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So Brawley, you have an attack of opportunity if you want.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll kind of drop my if you'll let me, I'll drop my bow and then pull out the two daggers and I'd like to try to like slam it into his kneecap, whoever's closest to me.
Go for it.
Clicked on the wrong thing here. I thought I had a dagger.
You might not have it equipped or wielded, which means you can't. But if not, just roll the d20 and
Okay, I'll just roll it in.
Yeah.
And then it's yeah.
So unfortunately misses. I don't unless you have like a weird plus that I don't know about.
No, it's only +4.
Okay.
So
misses the draconian gets or the dragon-like creature, the reptile thing gets up to you. And swings at you, Brallin, twice. 16 and 13.
16 will hit, 13 will miss.
Okay, that's 6 piercing, and everything. Forgot D&D modules in Roll20. Turn everything to GM only rerolls. I'm happy to screenshot anything you want to see that's coming up. I don't lie about my rolls, but I don't have anything.
No worries.
So 6 piercing.
Okay.
Yep. The other one is going to go for you, Brawley. A 4 and a 21. Assuming the 21 hits for 7 piercing.
Okay.
Cass, it is your turn.
So the wagon would be kind of in the upper right of where our tokens are, and the
The way I was more doing an east-west scenario here, but
okay.
So the wagon would be the third creature is hiding behind it, and that would be 120 feet back that way.
All right.
Because that's what they ran through two rounds.
Cass is going to withdraw a little bit farther back down the
Okay.
road and take another pot shot at the one that's engaged with
Brallin.
Brallin.
I'm going to put you at 30 feet back, but not next to the Draconian, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. And you're going for this one up here.
Nope, I'm going for the one not Brallin.
Next to Brallin.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. That hits.
All right. So it is 8 piercing plus 3 sneak attack.
Okay. Got it. Anything else?
Nope.
Brallin. Your feet are very heavy.
Yeah, I can't move, right?
You're restrained, yeah.
Okay. All right.
You can still attack.
Yeah, I'll do the. Can I do a dagger in my regular hand and a dagger in my offhand? And I'm going to try to stab him in the knees.
Yep, I'll allow it.
So I'll just, it's just +4. So. Oh, that didn't. So that'd be
no,
20,
you can still see him. So
22 and a
18.
17.
22 and 17, both will hit.
Both will hit. Okay. So. So 3 plus 2.
Mhm.
So 5 on the one dagger.
Okay.
And 4 on the other dagger.
Okay. Thank you. Brallin. You have one right on top of you.
Okay, I'm going to drop my longbow and go for. I'm going to bring out my 2 short swords,
Okay.
and I'm going to go ahead and use my action to go ahead and swing at this guy.
Got it.
Oh.
Miss.
Okay. Okay. 3 rerolls. I feel like we might keep those rerolls for something else that is going to be happening soon, I'm sure.
We still got the big baddie up there waiting.
Offhand, bonus action. I'm gonna try to hit him.
Okay.
14 to hit.
That is.
Okay, great. So this will just be a d6. There we go. Ooh, 6 points of damage.
All right. Still up though. All right, it's their turns. So there are one on each of you, so they take double short swords attack. So wrong one. Oh, nope. Once again, wrong one. One on here. Oh. So this is for Brawley. 2 attacks. A 9 and a 5. Both miss. Oh, sorry, Brawley. One thing you need to do, you need to make me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Before, yeah. It should have happened at the end of your last turn. I apologize.
12.
Yep. Okay. You are no longer restrained at the end of your turn.
At the end of my turn. Okay.
Yeah. So at the end of this last turn that just passed. So, and he misses you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been able to move.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to.
Concluding action of your turn.
Yep.
So, and then these are for Brallin. 7 and 9.
Nope.
So, all right. Cass, it's your turn.
Which of the two looks rougher at this point? The one that's south of me or east of me?
South of you.
All right, I'll take another one another hand crossbow.
That misses.
All right. And I'm going, well, I'll move maybe another 15 feet or so this way.
Back to the roof. Yep, no,
Yep.
totally fine. All right, Brallin, it's your turn.
I'll kind of. Do I notice the one that's on Brallin?
Probably. I mean, you saw him rush. You did the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So you probably know he's back there.
I'll take the attack of opportunity, but I'm going to try to run at that one and stab it in the back with a dagger.
Yep. Okay, so your short sword attack on you is 23.
That's just barely hit. just barely hit.
That is it's 5 piercing.
Oh, and I think he goes down.
Your top knot gets splashed off.
Raleigh is down. What? Brallin, it's your turn.
He's no longer. He sees that and he just shakes his head, and he looks overwhelmed. He doesn't you could tell there's something going on, and he's feels guilt and remorse already, but there's someone in front of him, and his focus goes to the enemy in front of him, and he is going to swing with his short swords.
Okay.
15 to hit.
That hits.
5 piercing damage.
Yeah, so that takes him down. The body turns to stone. Your short sword is stuck inside of him. You also need to make me a DC 11 con chain check.
Uh-oh.
You are restrained.
Can I re-roll? Can I re-roll that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try that again. 14.
You are not restrained. Swords that short sword is still stuck inside. All right. Anything else, Brallin? He's dead, so you could move further back, but Raleigh is unconscious, 30 feet in front of you.
All right, and looking at this, can I at least assess the situation? Does he look like he's still looking down at him, or does he look like he's looked up at us? At least
he's looking at you.
Okay, I will move back. Then, well, can I? Oh, I don't know if it's in. Would it be an action to grab my longbow?
Free action.
Okay, I'll free action pick it up, and move back 30 feet.
Good. All right. All right. So, he can't. You are. He's going to run towards you, Cass, but that's with
dash.
Not sprint, dash. Thanks. That's the word I was looking for. Dash. So he catches up to you, so 60 feet. However, what you do see now, you do see this guy come out of from behind, and he is running down the street. He is, what would that be? 30 plus 45. So 75 feet away from you at the end of his turn. No, sorry. Not 60 plus 45. 105 feet away from the two of you, 60 feet away from Brallin. Cass, it's your turn. You have this Draconian on you.
And it has taken damage already, that correct?
It has, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that impacts what I was going to do. So I will take a short sword attack first.
That hits.
For just 5 piercing. Yeah. And then a dagger.
That misses.
All right. That's my turn.
Okay. Brallin, make me a death saving throw.
Woo! Here we go.
It's a fail.
It's
Brilliant.
a fail.
Remember that
Okay.
session one we did where we lost the
You know what?
lost the PC right off the bat?
It's like this is like a tutorial. We learn about death saves.
Yeah, it little is. Yeah. You might be learning a little harsher lesson here in a second. But Brallin, what's going on? You have no one on you.
Okay. I'm good.
Cass has a Baz drag. A Baz. He has one of these creatures on him, and then
And you said this guy, he's running towards us?
yes. Seems
Okay.
once one of you went down, he was headed that way. Headed towards you.
Okay. I see him, though I am going to circle a bit, and I'm going to circle like 30 feet this way, and I will shoot my bow at this guy. And I will do rerolls. I'm not going to use it. I'll just do a regular attack
Who? The one on Cass or the one?
on Cass.
Okay, you're attacking Cass. Got it. Totally got that.
Yep. There. What's your AC, Cass?
Higher than that.
That misses. Anything else, Brennan?
That's it.
All right. So the creature goes for cast twice. Man, you guys are lucky. A 5 was the first roll. A 13 was the second. Does 13 hit you?
13 just hits.
Okay. That is 6 piercing.
All right.
The other the one gets up to you, and he is still wearing his hood above him. But from his features, he looks a little bit different than the other two that you've been dealing with. As he's about halfway through his run up to Brallin, you see him take 2 daggers out, and he looks like he is about to go for Brallin and his dead corpse, or his unconscious body. Cass.
Cass is sadly in self-preservation mode, is going to take a short sword attack on the one that just halved their life. So
Yep.
9 misses, and then
Reroll.
2 rerolls.
all
Reroll.
right, I will re-roll it. 16 for 6 piercing.
It is still up, but it's looking terrible.
All right, dagger.
That misses.
No.
Just misses. Brallin, I need a death saving throw from you.
All right. Did something. Oh, I had the tiger
What?
of the liquors.
Brallin.
I see it, and I'm gonna try to hit the guy that's about to kill him.
Okay.
He's gonna go, no.
Are you
Oh.
sharpshooter in?
Yes, I am.
Got it. Okay.
I made the wrong
Alright.
save. I did dexterity. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, you would have.
You want me to reroll?
what was the roll? It was a 10. It still would have
10.
worked. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, Brallin, go for it.
Okay.
Misses.
Uh,
Oh, actually, hold on.
what would?
Yeah, misses.
I think I might. We have one reroll left.
Yeah, it's probably the time.
All right, I'm gonna use the reroll and try
Good.
to hit him. All right, here we go. Don't suck. It sucked.
Oh, you're sharpshootering too, so you definitely miss. Yeah, yeah, I miss. Um, the one on here. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. The one on Cass. Oop, nope, that's not what I wanted. 22. Ooh, Cass.
22 hits.
It is 3 piercing
Okay, I'm still up.
and a 7. I'm sure misses.
Yes.
You see the one near Brawley just take its knife and go for the jugular and just picks his head up and rips it off and holds it up. The blood still dripping. You see it sort of take that time, like to savor and actually start eating the entrails from inside, like the esophagus as it's hanging out. Brawley, you are dead. Like you are dead dead. And it just looks up at you, eyes gleaming, blood dripping off of its snout as it prepares to eat the 2 of you next. Cass.
Whew. Cass needs to kill this thing because, man, yep, I'm gonna try short sword. Come on. 18 to
Hits.
hit. 5 piercing.
Yep. Kills him. Your short sword is stuck in him. I need a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. Oh, you are just restrained. At the end of your next turn, you'll have to do another one. Brawley, I'm sorry. Brallin.
I hope we didn't work hard on your backstory. I'm sorry.
That's very in depth.
Okay. All right. Well, he's restrained, huh? So I guess I will move up here. I'm looking to see if you have anything else. Either way, I have a sword, so I'm gonna kind of drop that. I'll drop free action, kind of drop that short sword that I have.
Got it.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and shoot at this guy without sharpshooter.
Got it.
We gotta just hit him. Here we go.
Misses.
9?
Misses.
Oh, something happen? No, do we have rerolls again or no?
Yeah.
We do? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna reroll. Sorry, I didn't realize that we had rerolls again. I'm definitely gonna reroll. Oh.
Wow.
An 8.
You guys are like he still has to dash to get to you, so yeah, there's something. I didn't skip your turn, right? Cass, no, you okay. So he runs up 30 feet and Cass, I think he takes he still has Brawley's head in his hands and he tries to chuck it at you. He misses. Brawley's head just flies past. Cass, it's your turn. He's 15 feet away from you.
I will shoot my crossbow. Ah. 11 misses. So I will use my full movement to get as far away.
Okay, so you're 45 feet back from him. But, Brallin,
Move back 30
Okay.
feet, and then
40.
okay,
No, go ahead.
and then I will be shooting again.
Okay, got it.
Uh,
I'm running out of room. That's what's left.
we keep on moving back.
There's no reason if you keep
Yeah.
doing this.
All right, there we go. Sharpshooter. How many we got left? 5? Yeah, sharpshooter. Yeah.
Oh, nice. You hit. All right.
Okay, this plus 10. 14 points of damage on him.
Flies into him. You hear him scream out. You see his beady little eyes look left and right to the woods to see if he can get away. But he is definitely like the feasting on the blood coming out of poor Brawley. He is committed. He dashes all the way up to you guys. But that's his move. Cass, it's your turn. You are adjacent to an ally. So you'd have sneak attack. I'm assuming, unless you guys separated.
Oh man. Do I stay true to my character? I am
Okay.
going to use an action to disengage
Okay.
and dash 60 feet back.
30, right?
Well, yeah, dash 30 and then move an additional 30 for a total of.
Well, you don't have both. You don't have bonus action disengage. So that's where I was going with that.
Oh, you're right then. Just
30, right?
disengage. Hold on then. It'll just catch up to me next round if it downs him. I guess I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory here then. All right, short sword.
Good.
Borrowed short sword.
Um,
Gonna reroll that.
Still misses. Man.
We are
Brallin.
fated to die, guys. All right,
Brallin.
then bonus attack or offhand attack with my dagger.
Oh, sorry.
Still misses.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
wow. Okay.
not going well.
Brallin.
Well, that was all my melee weapons. So I have a longbow in my hand. I'm gonna shoot at it at disadvantage.
Does
sharpshooter
eliminate that?
I think it might actually. I think it eliminates. Let me read it just to make sure, because I'm sure people would be yelling years from now.
I will say, while that interlude is happening, you both realize that this is this creature. It is like you've both fought animals before. You've fought all sorts of things. Like you can just see in its eyes. It's not. There's no remorse. There's no morality. There's nothing. It is just there to kill you.
Feeling it. Yep.
Yeah, I feel that too. It says at long range, so I would assume that wouldn't make a difference.
Okay.
So I am going at disadvantage.
Okay.
Regular. Point blank shot on this guy.
Good luck.
12 to hit.
Misses, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go ahead and reroll.
Do you guys have some?
Unless is it up to date? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Here we go.
Die.
Oh, 19 to hit.
That hits.
6 points of damage.
All right, it's looking pretty bad. It is its turn right now. And it has just daggers actually. So first dagger attack. Both of these daggers are in Brallin. Does 13 hit you, Brallin?
No.
Okay. Does 13 hit you? No. Okay. Misses both. Cass.
All right, time for another short sword. Oh my gosh.
Man, you guys.
Do we still have a reroll?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, chat.
The audience hates me.
14 to hit.
That just misses. Fortunately, it hits the hide of the creature and it's just too thick. Can't cut through.
Dagger.
That
21. First.
Those-
Total of 7, including sneak attack.
looking terrible.
Yeah.
I'm still up, Brallin.
Another like strum on that guitar, just boom, like a bass guitar, like a stand-up bass, just boom, just trying to hit it right in its skull. Here we go. I don't know how well it's gonna go. Long bow. Oh, 10. I guess I
Didn't
might
go well.
reroll.
You gotta kill this thing.
Please. 18.
That hits.
6 points of damage.
You pick up the bow and you just get it. Its mouth is wide open, still dripping with the blood of Brallin. The arrow just flies straight into the back of its head, and you just see as like you definitely severed something in the back of there. It starts to twitch, falling to the ground, and you start to see it's. Sorry, I just lost my page. You start to see its skin starts to bubble. I need both of you to make DC 12 dexterity saving throws. Both of you, okay. It explodes, and you see the plant life like it's just some sort of viscous, slimy crap that just flies across the road. Where it hits plants, the plants, you just see them sizzle and dissolve. And eventually the entire corpse just dissolves into a puddle of like acid. Brally's head looks at you from afar, lifeless.
Of course he does. It landed that direction, huh?
It's staring straight at you. You feel like it's proud of you though. So,
Just like that, Dave. Is that how it looks?
if it had a thumb, it would give you a thumbs up.
He's just gonna look at Cass, ashamed and with guilt.
Yeah. Stealth, remember? Remember we were going to
I thought maybe stuff.
cast size and just walk.
They didn't see it coming. No.
Starts picking up. So crossbows that killed these things are still half of my ammo is retrievable, even though they turned to stone. And
yeah, so the way it works now that you have seen one of them is they turn to stone, and then about a minute later, the creature dissolves into dust, but anything in them falls out.
Okay.
So So half still works.
I guess I would move up and retrieve our comrades. I don't know, whatever left of them on. Get them off the road.
The kid runs up a short time. He's like, "What were those things?"
I don't know, kid, but whatever they are, I've never seen anything like that before. They're dangerous and evil.
He you see him go up to try to see if any of the soldiers, knights, are still alive. He's up around the caravan. You guys start to collect the pieces of Brallin you can find.
I think he's not going to say anything else. He's not even going to look Cass in the eyes. He's just going to go help. And eventually he might move over to the kid, just more to collect them. More so than to even look at what they were doing. Unless, there's interaction there.
As you guys move towards the caravan, it's clear to you that these were Knights of Solamnia. And the kid brings you a journal of some kind, little notes. And in it you read this idea that they were there specifically to try to figure out what these creatures were. They'd heard reports of these weird creatures moving through the farms and stealing stuff, and just how alien and foreign they were. You do, in the wreckage, they're all wearing plate mail, but the plate mail was so destroyed by the Draconians, like it just ripped through. It need to be seriously repaired. But you do find 40 gold. So for the two of you, so take 20 each. And then there's some rations, but I'm not going to track rations. So,
are there anything on the knights that would identify them?
Like individually?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's enough of personal effects that if you guys wanted to try to, report their deaths to people and who they were.
I'll start
the kid
collecting.
also knows at least their first name. So.
Yeah, I'll start collecting those mementos or personal effects because we know we're going to a funeral in Solamnia. There will likely be knights there, so we can pass those along. And their notes that they had, their orders, or if they had jotted down any observations before they were attacked.
Wow.
Cass would want to skim through that.
The whole scenario, like the whole scene to you, I mean, this was weird, right? Like you've heard of monsters, but normally if you went out and fought not that you would have fought too many monsters at your level, but the idea was that there are monsters you know about, right? And this is in the category of monsters you don't know about. And so if there was a whole army of them, which are what the rumors are suggesting, it's a terrifying thought to know why they are here. And it explains why they're able to move through the land like they are. So we'll leave you guys with that in the aftermath of that. And I think that's where it's a good time for us to end the evening. Dave will be back. You may not recognize him, but he'll be back. So don't worry about Brallin. Brally's head will survive in some shape. I want to thank everyone who joined us this evening. I certainly want to thank the players for what I'm looking forward to as a very enjoyable game. We are playing Dragonlance: Shadow of the Dragon Queen, the newest module from D&D 5e. And yeah, we'll be here probably through summer. So please join us. We'll be here most weeks right around this time. If we change dates or something, we'll let you know. But we're not the only stuff that goes on this channel. There's lots of good things. And so first and foremost, if you haven't, I highly recommend you join the Discord channel, where we're just generally there all the time. We get involved in lots of nonsense and lots of good times. So if you haven't ever been over to the Discord channel, I suggest you jump on it now and jump into Gen 2 and just start talking some hot nonsense. Other than that, we have a Patreon that you can look at that, and all sorts of ways to support the channel and to be involved in the community. So it's very late for me, so I apologize. I will get better at this. I used to have this all canned years ago when I did this more. But thank you guys. We will be back next week. We'll be back the next few weeks. So we'll probably take a little week off during the holidays. But we look forward to, as these guys move forward towards the funeral, and you actually see them interact with each other as a group, and also learn why each of them are going to this funeral specifically. So with that, I'm going to say good night, and I hope you guys have a pleasant evening, and we will see you next week. So thanks.